They say every crime has a witness. Sometimes it's a person. Sometimes it's a camera, and sometimes it's something far darker. This is the story of a man who saw a murder no one believed happened and discovered that some witnesses are never meant to speak. Daniel Cross worked alone on the night shift at a downtown parking garage. It was quiet work, long hours, dim lights, and the constant hum of security cameras watching empty spaces. He liked it that way. Silence gave him peace. Darkness gave him comfort until the night the darkness watched him back. It was just after midnight when Daniel noticed something strange on the monitor. One of the cameras, level 3, far corner, showed movement. Not a car, not a customer, a man. The man stood beside a black sedan, arguing with someone Daniel couldn't see. His hands were raised, his body shaking, then a second figure stepped into view, tall, still, wearing a long dark coat. The second figure raised an arm, there was a flash of metal, and the first man collapsed. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. He stared at the screen as the body was dragged into the shadows between two concrete pillars. The second figure vanished as quietly as it had appeared. Daniel's hands trembled as he reached for the phone, but when he looked back at the monitor, the screen was empty, no body, no blood, no sign that anything had happened. Still shaking, Daniel rewound the footage. The recording showed nothing. Just an empty garage, no man, no killer, no crime. Daniel told himself he imagined it. Fatigue, long hours, shadows playing tricks on his eyes, but deep inside, he knew what he had seen. The next morning, the news reported a missing person. A businessman last seen near Daniel's garage the night before. Police had no leads, no witnesses except one. Daniel went to the police station and told them everything. The officers listened politely, then exchanged looks. No camera footage, no physical evidence, no body, just his word. They thanked him and sent him home. That night, Daniel returned to work. But something felt different. The silence was heavier, the darkness deeper, and then he saw it. On another camera screen, leveled to this time, the same tall figure in the dark coat, standing still, facing the camera, facing Daniel. The figure raised its head slowly and smiled. Daniel stumbled backward, knocking over his chair. When he looked again, the screen was empty. From that night on, Daniel wasn't just watching the garage was watching him. Strange things started happening. Lights flickering when he walked past, doors closing on their own. Footsteps echoing behind him when no one was there. And always the feeling of being followed. 3 days later, Daniel found a note on his desk. Just for words written in black ink, "You saw too much." His heart pounded as he searched the room. No one, no sound, no explanation. That night, Daniel checked every camera before starting his rounds. Everything looked normal until he reached level 3. The same corner, the same shadows, and there he was again. The dark figure stood beside the pillar where the murder had happened, but this time, the body was there too. The man lay on the floor, eyes open, staring directly at the camera. Staring at Daniel, Daniel backed away slowly, terror freezing his muscles. He grabbed his phone and dialed the police. But before he could speak, the lights went out. The monitors went black and the garage fell into complete darkness. In the silence, Daniel heard footsteps, not running, not rushing, walking slow, deliberate, each step echoing closer. Daniel turned on his flashlight. The beam cut through the dark, revealing concrete walls and empty spaces. Then he saw him. The man from the camera stood at the end of the aisle. Not moving, not blinking, just watching. Daniel tried to speak, but his voice wouldn't come out. The man took one step forward, then another. Daniel ran. He sprinted through the garage, his footsteps echoing wildly. He burst into the stairwell and slammed the door behind him. He ran up the stairs 2 at a time, not daring to look back. When he finally reached the street, he collapsed, gasping for air. The police arrived minutes later. They searched the entire garage. They found nothing. No dark figure, no body, no note, just Daniel, shaking, terrified, and unable to explain what he had seen. The officers told him to take time off work, to rest, to talk to someone. They didn't believe him. 2 nights later, Daniel couldn't sleep. Every shadow in his apartment felt alive. Every sound felt like footsteps. At exactly 3 in the morning, his phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. "You were the witness, now you are the evidence." Daniel dropped the phone. The next day, he went back to the garage one last time. He needed proof, something real, something solid. He brought his own camera and set it up on level 3 and at the corner where it all started. He waited. Hours passed, then, just before dawn, the air changed. The shadows deepened and the dark figure stepped into view. But this time, he wasn't alone. Behind him stood every person who had disappeared near the garage over the years, silent, still, their eyes hollow and empty. The dark figure turned toward Daniel and spoke for the first time. Not with his mouth, but inside Daniel's head. "We are what happens to crimes that are never solved. We are the witnesses who never leave." Daniel tried to run, but the shadows wrapped around his feet, pulled him down. The camera kept recording as darkness swallowed him whole. A week later, the police found Daniel's camera on level 3. The footage ended in static. No sign of Daniel, no trace of a struggle, just one final frame. A dark figure standing in front of the camera. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories.